Okay, today we're going to clean the Here You Have virus, or worm. To get started, we're going to go into my computer, go to Properties, go to System Restore, and turn off System Restore. A lot of bugs and viruses and malware like to infest the System Restore process. What happens then is when you do a restore, it brings the virus back. Alright, so after that we need to go in and do some setup. We want to show status bar, we want to show details, go in folder view, then we want to go to tools, folder options, view. We'll show the system content, display the hidden folders, display the hidden file types, and display all of the system files. I like to uncheck these down here too. It's not necessary, but that's just my personal preference. Alright, now that we've got everything hidden, now we can see the virus where it hides. You'll need to get these two programs, Process Explorer and Auto Runs. Hijack this isn't necessary, but for those of you that don't like digging in the registry manually, that one does a good job of cleaning the registry for you. To find the Process Explorer and Auto Runs, go to this web address. Look for the sysinternals process utilities. Pause the video and go get those files. Alright, first thing we need to do, we need to kill the process that is running. To find it, you'll bring up your task manager. You'll sort by the username. You'll notice the cs.rss.exe is running under student and also running under system. The system file is the one that's supposed to be there. The cs.rss.exe running under student shouldn't be there, but you can't kill it from here. That's why you run Process Explorer. Okay, double click Process Explorer. Doesn't run. Wonder why. I'll show you that in a minute. Rename this to something else. Normally I just like to take the letter P off the end. Makes it simple. Double click. Now Process Explorer runs. The reason Process Explorer doesn't run is there's an exclusion that says anytime that's run, reheal the cs.rss.exe file. So let me show you what happens here. If I hit the auto runs, it comes right back because the auto runs.exe has been redirected. I'll show you that in the registry just in a few minutes. So let's kill this process. Make sure it's gone. Now we're going to have to go clean up all the files that it created and downloaded. First place, we're going to start top level, C drive. We've got this executable ending in 2010.exe. The name in the front will be the logged on user. If you're administrator, it'll say administrator CV 2010.exe. You also want to get rid of open.exe and the autorun.inf. Those files are all dropped in as the initial payload. Next, we're going to go into Windows, flip the date modified. That's why we put it in detail view, so we can sort, and we'll look 9/14. All those files were created just this morning, and we're going to delete all those. Next, we're going to look down here. Once again, it's got the student CV 2010 and the cs.rss.exe. Alright, we're going to delete those. Next thing we want to do is unshare the system folder. That's not supposed to be shared out. That is shared by the worm to propagate it across the network and infect more computers. So we're going to delete those two files. And last, we're going to go into the system folder and delete just the one send email.dll. So to recap, you've got the C drive, you got the Windows folder, Windows system folder, unshare it, and Windows System 32. Okay, now that we've got all the files cleaned out, now we're going to go to the registry. In the registry, we're going to go to local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows NT, current version, WinLogon. Notice they've got the cs.rss.exe set to launch the next time the Windows starts and embed itself into the shell process. We're going to delete this. Actually, before we delete this, I'm going to show you how it picks it up and hijack this. Hijack this cannot be run. hijack this. We're going to run a scan, and notice we have the cs rss.exe in here. We can fix it here, or we can fix it in the registry. And if we tell it to fix checked here, go back to the registry, hit F5, notice it has cleaned it up. Alright, that's very good. Now one thing the hijack disk didn't fix is the image file exclusion options. Notice we go down to VHs, there's hijackdisk.exe. We go to Process Explorer. That's why proc.exp didn't run. It's because it was set to self-heal every time you ran the application. Same thing with the auto runs. So what I like to do is I like to go up in F2, copy this, delete that entire key, go back to the top of this tree, add a new key, put the file exclusion options back in, F5, and we're back in business. Alright, that almost takes care of everything. One last thing we want to do, we want to make sure the host file hasn't been corrupted. That would be in C: Windows System 32, drivers etc. We're going to take a look at the host file and see if there were any entries put in there by this worm. And yes, lots and lots of entries in there. What this worm does is it redirects any of your attempts to go to your favorite online website for download, Kaspersky, F-Secure, AVP. When you try to go to these places to disinfect yourself, it redirects you to one of their favorite web servers. Okay, you want to highlight everything, delete it all, and save it. And there we go. We're done.